Well, hey everybody, Pastor Neil here. Welcome to my office. It is time for 3-Minute Thursday. So it's a beautiful first Thursday in May, and we're grateful to God that He is with us every day. He's promised never to leave us or forsake us, and our confidence is in Him. So I hope today finds you well. I want to encourage you to be involved in the life of Norkenzie. Mother's Day is coming up, right? This Sunday is when we celebrate moms, and what I would ask you to do is upload your Mother's Day pics. Maybe you have a current picture, or maybe it's a picture from the distant past that you could upload and share. We'll plan to use them as a slideshow in the online service on Sunday. But I encourage you to do that. You can go over to info.norkenzie.net for the link and how you can upload those pictures so that we can get them and use them this coming Sunday. And for all of you to whom it applies, we love you and happy Mom's Day this weekend, and pray that God blesses you with every good thing. So thanks for all that you do. Over at info.norkenzie.net, you can also find some other digital tools. We've been doing devotions on the theme from week to week, and this Sunday we're going to talk about walk in love. And so the daily devotions starting on Monday is talking about just that, walking in love, loving like Jesus. And so if you want to try being in the Word and kind of processing it with some of the rest of us, I encourage you to go over and look for the daily devotion link and use that digital tool for good purposes. Why am I talking about digital tools? So I've been reading a book, and man, it's resonating with me that the Church of Jesus is analog, but we live in a digital world. We're an analog church, but we have digital tools. And sometimes, we might feel the rub on that, and sometimes we push against the digital tools because we know that the church is meant to be in person and analog. Well, we're not able to be in person these days, and actually the digital tools, like even you hearing my voice right now, is the use of a digital tool, and I'm glad that you're using it. And but we're analog. You might be wondering, what's the difference between analog and digital? I have this clock. Anybody have one of these growing up? And you have to twist the back, and keep the thing working. This is not a digital clock. This is an analog clock. Now on my wrist, it's very digital. You have to plug it in. It requires electricity to work. And you can turn the screen on, and actually this thing does a lot of other things, heart rate, all that, steps, all that kind of thing. And so we live in a digital world, and so many screens and so much tech, but the Church of Jesus is analog. And as we are turning a corner here and preparing to reopen Norkenzie, it really is a move from using only these digital tools to once again being in person. Aren't you excited about that? So we're preparing to reopen Norkenzie. We call that RON for short, reopen Norkenzie. What will RON look like? I want to encourage you to go over to info.norkenzie.net. I produced a little video for last week, a video vignette, and it's horrible, but it does its purpose and job of communicating what RON looks like. There's also a blog post where I've written out some of these ideas, and I want to encourage you also to participate. There's actually a participation link there where you can participate in the reopening of Norkenzie. And what that means in a sentence is we're going to go from house to house, and we will still, in the near future, we will still be using the digital tools. Norkenzie Online is a thing. It's not going to go away, I don't believe. We will continue to use those digital tools, but we're going to return as soon as we are able to an analog version of church, because that is the church. The church is to gather together as friends and family. We're not to forsake the meeting together with one another, as Hebrews 10 talks about. And so we will be this analog church in a digital world. We'll be an analog church using all the digital tools in order to communicate and connect, especially in these days. I'd ask that you go over to info.norkenzie.net. Like this piece of paper right here, this is analog. I'll show you a picture of digital there. That's digital. I'd encourage you to go there and look for that reopening Norkenzie section and click the last button which says participate, and it'll take you to a form where you get to participate in the reopening of Norkenzie. I have that form open right here. Basically, it asks you what's true, what's current about you, your current group status. Are you in a Norkenzie group? Have you never been in a Norkenzie group? Did you used to be in a Norkenzie group? Those kinds of questions and places where you can actually reply. I'd love for you to participate in this. Then there's a section that talks about how you would like to serve in your group. Say it's a brand new group that you're open to being a part of. How are you willing to serve the body of Christ in that group? And so the first thing you're able to check is just being a group member. Did you know that just being a member of a group is serving the group? Sometimes a person's greatest need is to see another person. And when we show up in person for one another, that's an act of ministry. That's a service to one another. So just to be together is a ministry. I think I've seen some funny cartoons, but when all this is over, will we show up for one another? What is that going to look like? Well, the way it's going to look like to begin with is from house to house, just like Acts 2. We're going to meet from house to house. So being a group member. Some of the other ones, maybe you resonate with these, okay? Go over there and look at them for yourself. But maybe hospitality. Maybe you enjoy preparing refreshments for the group. That'd be a great way to serve. Another one is just being a host. Maybe you have a living room or a family room that would be conducive to having a handful of people over, and you want to invite them to your home. To be a host is a significant ministry. Not all of us can do that, but some of us can. And if you're willing to serve as a host to a new group or your existing group, you get the opportunity to participate and let us know that way. Group facilitator, kind of an organizer, leader. Another one is every group needs a leader, someone to run point and kind of herd the cats and that kind of thing, and to lead the discussion questions and all that good stuff. So if you've ever had experience leading a group, or if you're interested to learn, we'd love to talk with you about that. The last three are, maybe you're drawn to being a social planner, also known as a fun curator. Maybe that's you. Would you like to serve your group by being the fun curator? Or maybe the service project coordinator, just having an eye for, hey, here's a need that our group could meet. You are the body of Christ, so to give our lives away in meaningful service, it's an important part of being the church. But to have somebody who has an eye for that, maybe this month we could do that, and maybe in 2 months, here's a need, or maybe this week here's an immediate need, and our group could really meet that. Maybe someone in your group gets sick or has a baby, and you want to organize the meals for that family. That's a significant ministry in the life of a group. And the last one is new, because we're living in a digital world. The last one is a tech person, because someone to run the tech. You get together for Norkenzie Online, somebody has to cast it on the TV so everybody can see it. So who knows the buttons to push and the wires to connect? If it just comes naturally for you, and you're like, that actually is a job, that would be a significant ministry for some of our groups. So go over to info.norkenzie.net, analog and digital, and participate in this. And just to say it in a more understandable way, can you imagine here in the next few weeks inviting another couple to your home, or another person, or another family, just to come and to participate in worship together? It'll be Norkenzie Online, but to do it together with others. Because singing the songs and taking communion when you're with other people, there's an analog in-person dynamic that God uses. And I know that we're all yearning, rightfully so, to be together, and one day we will. So this month, we're preparing for that day to reopen Norkenzie, and I hope that you'll participate. Honestly, we need to quadruple the number of groups that we have. So you may have been, I was thinking of my discipleship group guys. Hey, fellas. And from day one, I told you guys that one day you would be leading a discipleship group. Didn't think it would be this soon, but God may be asking you to step up. Will you step up and lead another group? and we'll see God receive glory and the kingdom of heaven advance through us, his people. All right. I love you guys. Have a great Thursday, and we'll see you at Norkenzie Online on Sunday.